Good morning, beloveds. Yeah, I probably need to clean my glasses too. All right. I use a mineral oil night drop in some mornings. I still can't see because I still got a little of that mineral oil left in my eyes. Okay, so it is November 12th. Our title is I Recognize My Identity with Spirit. I also recognize it's allergy season. Our quote is, "Now faith is the substance of things hoped for, the evidence of things not seen," and that is Hebrews 11:1. My knowledge that the great I am is ever available gives me an increasing capacity to draw upon it and to become inwardly aware of the presence of the Spirit. Through the quiet contemplation of the omniaction of Spirit, I learn to look quietly and calmly upon every false condition, seeing through it to the other side of the invisible reality which molds conditions and recreates all of my affairs after a more nearly divine pattern. With a penetrating spiritual vision, I dissipate any obstruction, remove all obstacles, dissolve all wrong conditions. Standing still, I watch the sure salvation of the law. Today, I see peace instead of confusion. I entertain faith instead of doubt. I feel the impact of an all-enveloping presence. I know that there is a power of good operating in human affairs. I now claim health instead of sickness, wealth instead of poverty, happiness instead of misery. In such degree as I gain mastery over the sense of negation, whether it be pain or poverty, I am proving the law good. Every thought of fear or limitation is removed from my consciousness. I know that my word transmutes every energy into constructive action, producing health, harmony, happiness, and success. I know there is something at the center of my being which is absolutely certain of itself. It is complete. It has a complete assurance, and it gives me complete assurance that all is well. I maintain my position as a divine being here and now. All right, I heard two really cool lines in this one. First one being, I know that my word transmutes every energy. All right, I know that my word transmutes every energy. And what's cool about that is it means that when you walk into a situation that is not ideal, it's not what you want, it means that you can speak your word and change it. You can transmute the energy. And you know this, you already know this, because you know that when you walk into a situation where people are talking, the word that you use matters because it can change the energy of the conversation that is happening around you. And that's what, if you know this in having a conversation with your fellow human being, then why is it not true on the greater level? When you speak your word, I just got, speaking of speaking my word, speaking your word, I just got told off by the cat. Hayes just came in here and yelled at me because I did not give him second breakfast. And he's like, "What are you doing? Come and feed me." So I'm going to have to do that in a minute. He has spoken his word. So why wouldn't you believe that if you speak your word with the intention behind it, with the emotional power behind it, it will transmute the energy of around you. So that's the first one. You have real life examples of that. Believe it on a bigger level. All right. And like I said, Cat came in here and spoke his word, so I'm gonna have to go do in just a minute. There's also the other line is, I know that there is something at the center of my being which is absolutely certain of itself. That is that place that Reverend Jesse talks about, that is the place where we go where nothing has ever been wrong. It is what I like to call the unfiltered God. And that is where we go when We need it. We go there to fill up with nothing has ever been wrong. We go there to fill up with that confidence that everything can work out. Everything will work out. Everything is possible. At the center of our being. So that's where we go. And that is the point of spiritual practice, to go there. And when you do spiritual practice every day, it becomes a well-worn path. And the point of a well-worn path is it means that you can slip into that track and get there in the space of a breath. In the space of a breath. So when you walk into those situations where it is not preferred, then you can take that breath. You can take that well-worn path. You can fill up with that confidence to know that you have the power to affect the situation that you have walked into. And that you can speak your word and change the energy of whatever it is that is going on around you. That is the point of daily spiritual practice. It is a well-worn path. And it is a well-worn path to that which knows with certainty who it is and what it is, so that you know who you are. And you know that you are a channel for that. The omni-action of spirit. All right? Anything is possible in spirit. And it's hard sometimes to conceptualize that. And it's hard sometimes to see through conditions like that. And that sometimes is where it's important to enlist others. Enlist others that love you, that care for you. Enlist your practitioners, enlist your ministers, and say, all right, this is the condition. I know that there is a truth behind it, and I am having a little trouble seeing it. Can you see it with me? They can't see it for you, but they can see it with you. They can hold the space until you're ready to see it yourself. But that's why I'm always about, and Ernest is, daily practice. That's the benefit of a 365. It's like I do this every day. I've got a well-worn path to that place where nothing has ever been wrong. I've got a well-worn path to that which is confident in me. When I have a moment, I can take a breath and remember God's idea of me. And this is what I'm encouraging for you. All right? So I recognize my identity with spirit. I have a well-worn path. Now, faith is the substance of things hoped for evidence of things not seen. I mean, that's faith. That is faith. That's Hebrews 11:1. All right. My knowledge that the great I am is ever available gives me an increasing capacity to draw upon it and to become inwardly aware of the presence of spirit. Daily spiritual practice. Well-worn path. Well-worn path. The space of a breath. That's what I'm talking about. Through the quiet contemplation of the omni-action of spirit, daily spiritual practice, I learn to look quietly and calmly upon every false condition, seeing through it to the other side of the invisible reality which molds conditions and recreates all of my affairs after a more nearly divine pattern. That's what I'm talking about. Speaking our word. Speaking our word. Speaking our word and knowing in faith that we have the power to change the condition. Because the power is going to come through us, not from us, and it is coming from an inexhaustible place. With a penetrating spiritual vision, I dissipate any obstruction, remove all obstacles, dissolve all wrong conditions. Standing still, I watch the sure salvation of the law. I speak my word and know that the power is coming through me from an inexhaustible place. Today, I see peace instead of confusion. I entertain faith instead of doubt. I feel the impact of an all-enveloping presence. I know that there is a power of good operating in human affairs. All right, so it's 3 sentences. It's the middle paragraph on this page, And that, like, if I'm going to take it into treatment, those words, if I need a mantra for today, those words, I mean, Ernest really is the master at this. Today, I see peace instead of confusion. Right there. All right. I now claim health instead of sickness, wealth instead of poverty, happiness instead of misery. In such degree as I gain mastery over the sense of negation. Thank you, Emma. It's like, I'm going to deny that this is what I am because I know that this is not what I am. All of those non-preferred conditions. I can look at myself and say, I am not that. I am spirit in motion. I am God in action. I am not that. Whether it be pain or poverty, I am proving the law of good. Every thought of fear or limitation is removed from my consciousness by me speaking the word of who I am, which, by the way, if you want to know who you are a beloved child of God, in whom God is well pleased. That is the word. I know that my word transmutes every energy into constructive action, producing health, harmony, happiness, and success. It's like you meet all those people who are constantly talking about what could go wrong. Well, I'm one of those people who I want to talk about what could go right. That is how I transmute the energy. That is how I make my thought constructive. Let me talk about what could go right. Let me talk about all of the amazing things that are going to happen. Because this is what I have faith in. I know that there is something at the center of my being which is absolutely certain of itself. That place where we meet the unfiltered God. And when I say the unfiltered God, what I mean is the place where we meet God beyond all of the words and our attempts to describe God. Because God's so much more than that. Unfiltered, not filtered through the perception of others, but our true sense of spirit. It has complete assurance, and it gives me complete assurance that all is well. God's idea of us. It's so much bigger than we play at. I maintain my position as a divine being here and now. All right, so I think our mission today, should we choose to accept it, is to know that our word transmutes every energy into constructive action. No question. That is the best mission. To know that the words that we choose, and that's one of the reasons why it is important to be conscious of our language. It is important to be conscious of our language. All right, well, the cat has spoken. So I need to go. But before I do, I'm going to encourage you, as I always do, do something loving for yourself, do something kind for yourself, do something compassionate for yourself. Whatever it is. Whatever it is. How big it is, how small it is, that doesn't matter. It merely matters that you do it every day. That you create, as I said, a well-worn path. Because I would like love, kindness, and compassion for yourself to be your first response. Because if you can create it for yourself, then you create a bank. When you create that bank, then you have enough to share. I know who you are. I know that you are a beloved child of God, and you deserve your own love, your own kindness, your own compassion. All right. Oop, they're starting to talk to me. I really gotta go. So, I can hear them. Do something to engage your mind and your body. Drink plenty of water. Go get some sun first thing this morning. Know that you are loved, and whatever else you do, open the windows of your soul. Allow that breath of heaven to remind you you do live in heaven now. Right here, right now. It's all around us. All you got to do, Emma gave us a couple of things, the denials being one of them, but the other thing she said is look for the good and praise it. Look for the good and praise it. That is how we create heaven on earth. Because we don't create it, we recognize it. All right, beloveds, there is a book study today. So if you're interested in that, they're still working on the High Mysticism, which is a fantastic book by Emma. So if you're interested in that, email info@creativelife.org. And I will see you. It won't be tomorrow morning. I will do it tomorrow night when I get home, because tomorrow's Saturday and Ren Fair Day. It's Barbarian Weekend. This should be fun. All right, beloveds, have a wonderful day. I will see you next time. I'm going to go feed the cat because he just looked at me again. All right, beloveds.